And welcome into this week's edition of Hey Coach. Our varsity football team was on a bye week of the first round of the MIS state playoffs. And Coach Duease, man, basketball season is here.
Unbelievable, John. I mean, it seems like yesterday we started practice, and then tonight we have our first game with Christ Covenant at 7:15, and it's going to be a tough game. Christ Covenant's got a great team. They have all 5 starters back. They're all juniors. Yeah. Tonight we're going to start 4 sophomores and a junior. So we're the younger of the 2 teams, and hopefully we can overcome.
Yeah, you're in a weird stage right here. Football playoffs are still going on. A lot of your guys are out there playing. 3 of the guys that I know that played on the team last year are out there still playing football. So what's it like as you get into the season? And this is, I guess you break it up into 3 seasons. You know, you have your preseason, you have your conference schedule, and then you go into the playoff run. But I want to rewind it a little bit more.
Okay. This
summer, you guys were going at it. I saw there's a little bit extra oomph to the team this year. You know, you didn't end like you wanted to last year. And there's that rejuvenated spirit, I think, to where I saw y'all in the summer. Y'all were out on the track running in the fall, doing some things that I saw back when I first started here in 2012.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's the first time in 41 years we hadn't won at least 20 ball games. Yeah. I mean, you know, we average about 28 wins a year for 41 years. And right. Last year was a disappointment. I mean, you know, we lost, 5, 6, 7 games by 5 points or less, yeah. And just in there and just couldn't quite get the deal done. And, you know, so this being my last season, I don't want to leave anything unturned.
Yeah, I was going to get to that.
And you know, so I've been pushing, and you know, we got some guys that are fighters. They are. I'm very proud of them. Yeah, we have 5 guys out on the football team. 3 that played it, you know, that started last year. Mm-hmm. Then you add Dre Young, who had a great summer, and Caden Ward, who's not experienced, but he's 6'4".
And you can see him starting to evolve into the athlete that we all thought he was going to be.
He's going to be a great athlete, and he's a guy that down the road could really help us. So I think it's important that he plays. And but you know, the guys we have out there right now, they're working their fannies off, and you know, I've been very pleased with them.
Yeah, you can see the work. I love where my office sits because I can hear you at practice, and I can hear the energy and the. Just the guy, I guess the fun part of where our offices are in the athletic department is you hear the sneaker squeak and all that. And it's just, there's a lot that goes in. I mean, I'm getting chill bumps right now. Anytime a sports season starts, I think our kids get excited because when football starts or volleyball starts or softball starts or when soccer kicks up. But basketball is kind of that thing that, I mean, the gymnasium's named after you. I mean, it's one of those things, you go back, way back in the Wayback Files, there was the Dew Crew. Let's talk about what's it going to mean to you as you mentioned it before I did, of playing and coaching those guys on your first game of the season to tip off.
Yes, it's you know, it's you kind of got me there, but it's going to be fun. I mean, you know, this is something we're looking forward to. I don't know the outcome of the game tomorrow night because there are a lot of missing pieces, but the pieces that we're going to put out there, I think they're going to make you proud. And you know, and I think our guys will fight hard through the year. You know, this summer when we were playing, we didn't play. You know, Dampier never played a game with us. Right. You know, so it made the other guys have to get better.
I remember you talking about that.
And then Bezod only played 2 games with us, so it made those guys like Caden Harvey, Aiden Thompson. You know, play to a point where, look, those guys are pretty good. Yeah. You know, and we've got more, you know, and I tell you, you know, Benji Goff, little BB. I mean, you know, he was our manager 2 years ago. Now, looks like tonight he's going to start. Yeah. You know, and as a sophomore, so because he's really worked hard, and he's done the things that it takes to, you know, be successful, and I'm just proud of him, and hopefully, you know, we won't get too shook, you know, being young, and hopefully Dampier has a great game.
Yeah, you look at the course of your your season. We did the schedule, and there's been some adds, some edits, and deletes. If you want to know the full schedule, go to the mrathletics.com, click on Fan Zone, and there's a printable schedule on there. Also, you can go to teams, schedules, and you can find the full varsity schedule there. But as you start looking at those, and I'm glad you mentioned that, you see those guys that were the young crew last year, the freshmen, that'll be sophomores. They're going to play tonight, but they've had to step up in that role. And they're one play away. Say a guy fouls out or whatever, but then let's transition to the guy who's been there with you, Dampier. I mean, number one player in the state. He's number one player in the country for his age group. But then you look at what he did this summer and the confidence. I think he has grown not only from just a maturity standpoint, but from a basketball IQ standpoint, playing with Team USA. What is that going to bring to those younger guys, knowing that he is the same age as those guys, but he's played on that platform, that high platform?
Yeah, and the thing that by playing on that platform, John, he gets to see what the other players in the country at his level, how they play, and how hard they practice, and how hard they go at every drill, and it's helped him. I mean, he's matured, but he's still, maybe just turned 16, and his shoe is bigger than his age. I mean, he wears an 18 shoe and he's 16 years old. So, but he's, by being on the NBA top 100 players in the country, where he got to go to that camp and get that experience, it's been unbelievable for him.
Yeah, he's going to be one of those guys that you see tonight playing. That's going to be, he's a leader for your team as he comes into this role, just from the nature of where he's played, what he's done this summer, the competition he's seen, and he's kind of, in my eyes now, you've seen him at every practice, but kind of bring those guys and rally him up like, hey, this is who we're going to be until these football guys come back.
Yeah, and John, in like every sport, you've got to have guys in practice that step up and be leaders, and sometimes he's willing to do that, and then sometimes he waits for someone else to do it, and what we've got to get him to do is he's got to be the guy. Just like the point guard has to be the guy. He's got to be the guy that gets everything going. He's going to be the guy that if he's up in their point guard's grill, then everybody else is going to get up in the grill. So,
great point.
Christ's Covenant for tonight, they have three really, really good shooters. All three of them's older brothers played at Prep and were great players at Prep. Segrist. We know the Segrist boys, Andy's son. Word, who's really, really probably their best player, and then Laird, who all three of those guys have, they stayed at Christ's Covenant to help that program grow, and I'm telling you, they're helping it grow.
So not one of those that you can show up and kind of like Mississippi State did the night before, showed up, North Alabama took care of it. Not one of those games that we're going to have for the season opener. You're going to have to. It's going to be a dogfight. You're going to have to come and play.
It is. They scrimmage Leak this, a couple of weeks ago, and it was pretty dead even. And Leak beat us this summer at team camp.
Wow.
So, I mean, we've got to be ready, and we've got to be focused, and, we just have to have a good game plan.
Nice. Before I let you go, what are you most excited about when your team takes the floor tonight?
I guess the thing I'm probably most excited about is to see how far this group of 12 guys has come from August to this point, and how they're able to show that in the game itself. If we come in and we can't make a free throw and we miss layups and we get beat, then it's a disappointment for everyone. We come in, we play sharp, we play hard, we communicate with each other, and we have fun. Yeah. That's the thing, John. Have fun when you're doing it. That's right. This shouldn't be a burden. No. This should be a time in these guys' life where, man, I'm getting to do this, and probably when I graduate, I probably won't ever get to do this again. Right. For a lot of them, and so we need to make game by game, individual experience for each of them.
I love it. It's going to be great. Well, that's Coach Richard Duease. Join us on the basketball edition. We're going to have you in every week to talk about how the season's going, look at last week's highlights and upcoming games. But Coach Duease, best of luck to you tonight as you take on Christ's Covenant. And stay tuned for more Hey Coach. We have Coach Stephen Forrest talking about Madison Madness, how the girls went 3-0, and then a look toward this weekend when they play Tishomingo County. Stay tuned for more Hey Coach.
Gumbo is a quintessential Louisiana dish, right? Our gumbo's just got tremendous flavor. It's about quality. If you skip any part of the process, you'll definitely get called out for it, and we just don't do that. Of course, we have salt and pepper shakers on every table, but rarely do we see someone pick them up. If you're gonna do a gumbo, you better do it the right way.
Your smile. It's how you share your truest feelings, your dreams, yourself with the world. And at the Winning Smile, your smile is our passion. That's why we offer in-house financing options, convenient appointment times, and personalized treatment plans to help keep you healthy and discover your confidence to unleash your best smile. Learn more at thewinningsmile.com.
From small-town courtrooms to the Mississippi Supreme Court, our attorneys have over 60 years' experience litigating cases all across Mississippi. The odds say you'll need an attorney at some point, and when you do, you can have the home field advantage with your hometown lawyers right around the corner from MRA. Gladden and Ingram, attorneys at law.
Welcome back into Hey Coach. I'm here with Coach Stephen Forrest, our women's basketball coach. Coach Forrest, Madison Madness went great for your girls, 3-0. You start out, beat Leak 48-43. You go and beat East Rankin 45-41. And then Natchez Cathedral 58-21 took care of business. 3-0 to start the season. What are you seeing from your girls?
Good week. It was, we were seeing the fruits of our labor because we've had a tough preseason. And we got out there. Of course, we didn't play, as good as we want to play later in the year, but we played very hard. Mm-hmm. We gave great effort, which is all you can ask for this time of the year. The execution is not where you want it to be, of course, but hopefully it'll get better and better. But all you can ask for this early playing teams like that, if you come out with a victory over the two teams that we played, we're just very fortunate because, like I said, early in the year, you just want to go out there and try to build on a few things that you do well. And we were fortunate enough to get a few breaks, play as hard as we did. And, we were able to win those first three games, which was a big confidence builder. This group, they've played in the last three overalls, but they've never started out 3-0. Right. They've never started out 2-1. So, winning these two ball games early was big for us, and I'm proud of them. We're going to continue to work hard and hopefully build on it. And
so you got Leak and East Central, East Rankin, excuse me. You start looking at those, and those are, when those come across the board, I see them on Mississippi scoreboard now. They're playing Jackson Prep and some other schools, and Park Lane played JA last night. And you're seeing the teams that are in that overall battle, and you're seeing teams, and you've taken care of business early. And I think for any athlete, it's confidence boost. It's a confidence boost of, hey, you said our fruits of our labor are paying off. We're seeing what we've put in is now coming to fruition with the outcomes that we want. As you look forward to tonight's game, you play Amite School Center. It's a Heritage is playing Oak Forest. Oak Forest has to travel, so that game was canceled. So you get to play at home. We get to see the girls play at home again with the guys playing Christ Covenant. But also B, you travel to Tishomingo County. You go and play in Tupelo this weekend. Talk about getting ready after an East Rankin and a Leak win, that you don't have that fall off of like, oh, here we go, because I know a lot of times it happens in other sports. How do you keep that from happening? Sure,
these next two ball games will be tough. Amite School, we picked them up. I was looking for somebody to fill in for Oak Forest, and I started looking around at some public schools. They weren't able to play due to football on Thursdays. I saw some scores from last week. Amite School had beaten some good teams. Mm-hmm. They'd won some games, and I remember them having a good young team this summer. So I gave the coach a call, and she they're 2-0 or 3-0 right now. And I asked her, I said, if they're interested in coming up and playing, we had a spot. she welcomed the opportunity. She said, we're 3-0, but I don't know if we're any good or not. I don't know if we've played anybody how good they are. So yes, we would love to come up there and get a challenge and play you guys. And she feels like coming up here is going to benefit her. We feel like playing at home against another quality opponent is going to benefit us. Absolutely. Because we go to Tupelo for our first road game on Saturday against a team that is a top 5 team in the state of Mississippi with the number 1 or the number 2 player in the state of Mississippi. Wow. That has SEC offers as a 10th grader from just about everyone. Wow. Already. And wow. So we're gonna see a quality opponent that's played in the state championship in I think 4A or 5A. I'm not sure what Tish is, but the last 2 years they won it one year, lost it the other one, and just a great opponent that'll be a tough ball game. Because we got some more in the next couple of weeks. We don't slack off. We're going to play some tough teams, and this will be another good test for us.
Yeah, as you look at your schedule, you have Kirk Academy, where you'll travel to, and then you'll go to Bio Academy, then you go back to Kirk, and then you have Choctaw Central. So the list keeps going on and on and on. But after tonight's game, you won't be back in the friendly confines of Duease Hall until November 13th.
Right. I think we played Kirk or Bio.
Yeah,
Bio
you played
Academy.
Bio and then Kirk and then Choctaw Central. But I think that's good for the girls. Those road games are also really, really good for them. I think the team bonding of traveling on the bus, getting to know your teammates, all that kind of things, because you have a team that's very hungry. You said that in the last show. Very hungry. They've gotten to the game and yet to finish.
Well, the benefits of playing these good teams are going to help us down the road. You look at our schedule, I don't think people notice, but we're going to play Choctaw Central on the 20th, I think. Mm-hmm. And then that's on a Friday night, I believe. And then on a Monday, we play Hancock County High School, right, which always has a quality girls program that's in the big house. And then on Tuesday, we play Biloxi, who the last 2 years have been the number 1 girls team in Mississippi. So we're going to play 3 road games in 4 days, in 5 days. That is as brutal as it gets. It's like going and playing in the overall semifinals and finals, and hopefully it'll be good for us. If we can win a few ball games, great. If we can just get better, play well, and build on what we've done, whether we win or lose, that's going to help us in the long run. And down the stretch, we'll see how much it helps us. So
yeah, that's great. Let's talk about the shot clock, because I was looking at how the tournament went. Will there be more games here during the regular season? I know you've said that we're going to test it out sparingly. We're going to ask the visiting coach if they would want to use the shot clock.
If the opposing team wants to use the shot clock, we're going to use it. Now, I know we're not using it tomorrow night. And the girls or the boys have both declined and said no, they would prefer not to. Down the road, who knows? Mm-hmm. We're going to give everybody that opportunity. Right. And see if they want to go with that experiment. But it was great during the tournament. Probably in all of the games, I think there was a total of 9 or 10 high school girls games in the Madison Madness tournament, and I think the shot clock only came into play maybe a dozen times total in all those games. Good. And now it might have caused the kids to look up there a little bit more often and see that clock ticking and cause them to rush. But as far as state of play and affecting the game and being noticed from the stands, or even probably from the coach's aspect, maybe a dozen times in the whole time. But hey, it was a great experiment. It is coming, so we might as well get used to it.
That's right. Before I let you get out of here, as you look at the forecast of, and I asked Coach Duease the same thing, as you look at this season and the amount of competition that you're playing, I mean, just before Thanksgiving, and then you start looking at December, right when you come back from Thanksgiving, you have Jackson Academy. The list goes on. You go to Christmas tournaments, then you get into conference play after the Christmas break. What are you most excited for with this team, knowing what you know now after the first 3 games?
Each game, the thing that I look for the most and look forward to the most is just to see what we've built on from the game before, or what we've done in practice and what we've built on and gotten better at in practice to use it out in the game during the game time. But one of the things that with this group, I spoke to you last time, this is such a good group of girls, such a fun group of girls. I look forward to watching them be successful. Right. I've had enough losses at the end of the season in my career people talk about, losing the championship, winning the championship. The worst part about it is going in and looking at all those faces and trying to talk to them, hey, everything's going to be okay. And, with this group, we go out there every ball game. I just like to see in each individual how well this one performed, how well this one performed. My daughter's on the team, but at the same time, each one of these girls, I am tickled when each one of them is successful. One of them may have a great game this game, the other one may have a great game. It just makes me feel good because they've worked hard, and I look forward to seeing each one of them be successful. Sometimes each one of them's not, but another girl steps up each and every game, and it's just a joy to watch each one of them go out there and play the way they're capable of playing and having some team success. So it's just fun this year with this group.
I think about when I coached receivers, when you see a skill that you put into the week of practice and they've harnessed that, whatever skill it was, maybe it's a dribble drive aspect, or maybe they close out on a three-pointer or whatever, and you see that happen in the game, it's that aha moment of like, they're getting it.
That's right. Nothing makes you smile more inside or think, okay, they're finally picking up on what we're trying to do. When something's executed during the ball game correctly, and they see that it really does work if you do it the way they've been asked to do it, and it also just makes them have more confidence in each other and in the staff and everything overall. So just hopefully we can continue to build on, continue to have great effort in these next few ball games, and also continue to get better at our execution.
Fantastic. Well, that's Coach Stephen Forrest talking women's basketball. Stay tuned for one final segment. We're going to talk about this playoff structure with MRA and Jackson Academy. But catch tonight, stay online with the Patriot Sports Network, with the girls playing Amite School Center and the varsity boys playing Christ Covenant. Stay tuned for more Hey Coach.
At Watkins Construction and Roofing, football is more than just a sport. It's teamwork meets community. And supporting our local teams is just another way we give back. So don't let a leak sneak through your defense. Call the professionals that know how to tackle a leak and protect your home field. Watkins Construction and Roofing. Trust, the beginning of what we build.
Ely's is a proud sponsor of MRA Patriot Athletics. Come try our USDA Prime New York Strip, bone-in filet, New England scallops, or sauteed Gulf crab claws. Ely's also offers an extensive wine list and bar selections. Ely's, upstairs on Jackson Street in Ridgeland. Good luck, Patriots. Boulware Vassar Orthodontics are specialists in creating beautiful smiles for kids and adults with 3 locations in the greater Jackson area. Our orthodontists are experienced, caring, and along with our friendly staff are waiting to align your bite, transform your smile, and boost your self-confidence with multiple treatment options including Invisalign and tooth-colored braces. With 3 offices in Lakeland, Ridgeland, and Clinton, contact Boulware Vassar Orthodontics today.
Dean Architecture, an award-winning architectural firm offering professional services of architecture, planning, and interior design. We are proud to be working with MRA on the new tennis complex and performing arts practice facility. We are excited about our current and completed projects, including the Gluckstadt Police Station, soon to be under construction Hines School of Nursing, Bridle Path, and the Baptist Medical Office Building for Jackson Eye Associates and Mississippi Retina. For leading-edge design and personalized services for your next building project, call Dean Architecture, your architect and proud supporters of MRA Athletics.
And welcome to our final segment of Hey Coach. Coach Davis was at conference meeting, so I'm going to give you a rundown of the Patriots versus the Simpson Academy Cougars. The Patriots were victorious, winning 35-12 in their final regular season game over Simpson Academy. With that win, they secure the number 1 seed and a first-round bye in the state playoffs, so no home game tomorrow night. What we do have are players of the week each week, and we will get to those right now. Preston Furr is our Shelter Insurance Defensive Player of the Week, brought to you by Bradford Foster. Our Whitetail Properties Specialist Player of the Week, brought to you by Jeff Foote, is Walker Reeves. Our Lee Hawkins Realty, brought to you by William Fincher. Offensive Lineman of the Week is Caleb Unger. And then Mortgage Man Went McGee, Offensive Player of the Game, is Austin Banks. And then our new Scout Team Player of the Week, I love this addition from our football coaches, is VZ Williams. So congratulations to those guys as they round out the regular season of Players of the Week. As we look forward, November 14th, the Madison-Ridgeland Academy Patriots will host Jackson Academy, Allen, in a kind of a weird game. It was the PowerPoints that decided this game. A lot of people were asking how this game happened. It was based on PowerPoints, and JA had the lowest highest PowerPoint, I guess, would be to get into Division I. So they are the 4 seed. MRA finished with the highest PowerPoint rating, and they are the number 1 seed in the Division I playoffs. Winner of that game will advance to the state championship game November 22nd at 7 o'clock at at Mississippi College. And as we get into that, there are some ways that you can keep up with MRA Athletics. You can get on the MRA Athletics app. I think, Alan, that's the coolest way to get on this thing. Is you go to the Apple Store or you go to Google Play, search MRA Athletics, and then once it's downloaded, you have so many options at your fingertips. You have a news feed that shows everything that we put on our social media, teams, which you can search by fall, winter, and spring, and search all those schedules and results. You can go to schedule, which shows you a whole schedule of the entirety of the athletic department. The Fan Zone is one of the fan favorites. That's where you go watch the Patriot Sports Network. That's where you can now do downloadable, printable schedules. I couldn't remember that word. Schedules you can put on your refrigerator, because a lot of times people don't want just stuff on their app. They want to see stuff and highlight it out. But those things are one of the major things that you can do on the MRA Athletics app. It gives you real-time results. You can now push notifications. So once a score goes final, you can know right at the tip of your fingers. So that is the MRA Athletics app and how you can stay connected with all things MRA Athletics. And as we conclude football season, last year we stopped Hey Coach. This year we're going to continue through all of our sports to bring you behind-the-scenes footage and access to our head coaches and assistant coaches of their sports teams, of what they've done and things that are going on in their season as they progress. So once again, thank you to everybody for watching the Patriot Sports Network. Thank you to Alan Burford and his team for producing all of our streams and this show. We will see you next week on Hey Coach.